What if I told you a prophet had the greatest ministry day of his life, stood before a king, called down miraculous signs from God, and by sunset, he was dead because he accepted an invitation to lunch? It sounds unbelievable, but it's one of the strangest and most sobering stories in all of Scripture. It's found in 1 Kings chapter 13. And by the time we're done, I don't think you'll ever hear the phrase, the word of the Lord, the same way again. But before we jump into the story, we need to understand the world we're stepping into. Now, Israel has just experienced its greatest era under King Solomon. The temple has been built, the kingdom is wealthy, peace surrounds the nation. We chilling. And then all of a sudden, everything falls apart. Solomon, he kind of liked the ladies a little bit. And so, they were like, hey, we would like you to build monuments to our gods. And so Solomon was like, well, you fine and everything. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And God wasn't feeling it, but he was like, all right, that's still my man though. And Solomon dies. And then his son, Rehoboam, takes the throne. Now, when Solomon had been king, he had been kind of hard on his people, even though there was peace and everything. And so the elders kind of come to Rehoboam and they say, hey, look, man, we need it to be easier with you than it was with your pops. But instead of easing the heavy burdens his father had placed on the people, he decided, hey, I'm going to make these even heavier. And so 10 of the tribes were like, we out. Deuces. We don't have to stand for this. And all of a sudden, the kingdom splits into two. To the south is Judah, and this is ruled by David's descendants from Jerusalem. Right? To the north is Israel, and this is ruled by a brand new king named Jeroboam. So one of the things that we have to look at is every year, the people are supposed to travel to Jerusalem, where the temple was, to worship at the temple. And so Jeroboam is sitting there like, if they keep going back to Jerusalem every time they want to worship, eventually they might stay in Jerusalem and they might stay with that other king. And then I lose the bag. I lose the kingdom that I just got. And I like being king. It's good to be king. And I don't want to lose that. So what am I going to do? So instead of trusting God, he invents an entirely new religion.